This is my DL650 2007 Suzuki Vstrom. And this morning I started the bike. Everything was fine. Went about my way, worked perfectly. And then later on in the day, I went out to start my bike again, and nothing was happening. I mean, I would press the start button and it wouldn't come on. Um, Actually, let me show you what was happening. So, if yeah, so I would try to start the bike, press the clutch, and hit this button, and the lights will go off, but the starter wouldn't even engage. No clicking, nothing. You hear the fuel pump coming on, but no error code, nothing. It's just as if the starter is dead, and there's no, like, the relay is not even attempting to start the starter motor. So I had friends push me so I can start the bike, and came home and started troubleshooting the issues with the bike. And after tracing the current, trying to figure out where the disconnect is it the relay solenoid, which is this one here, or the starter motor, which is down here. Sometimes this connection, this washer here goes rusty and might not make a very good connection here, so that could be a problem as well, but wasn't my issue. It turned out to be the clutch switch. So you have to have the clutch compressed so that you can start the engine. Well, when you press that lever, it pulls on a switch here that closes the circuit, and that allows the starter switch to engage. The issue was that switch was dirty and wasn't making a good contact. So I pulled the wires out, and I short circuited the wires from the plug here, and you can see now if I just short circuit it, and I can engage this, and I don't have to press the clutch or anything. I can just start the bike right up. So once I pulled this out and I shorted it and started, I knew what the problem was. So this is actually a good fix if you're stranded somewhere and the bike wouldn't start. You can pull this out. It's very easy to pull it out. And then just short it with any piece of wire you have, or a paper clip, or anything, and that'll allow you to start the bike. So this actually is connected to the switch, which is this switch right here, and this is under the it's under the clutch lever right here. So I pulled the switch out, and it was extremely dirty inside from years of, I guess, operation. So cleaned it out with alcohol, and I also put some of electrical grease in it. The one I use is called no oxide, I think. So it prevents electrical wires and connections from oxidizing. So it greases the connection. It also prevents it from oxidizing. So and it's a good conductor. So that works. I tested the switch as well. So to make sure that it now is operational. So it's very easy to test the switch if you have an ohm meter. So I have an ohm meter here. So when the switch is not engaging, the value would be 1, meaning there is no current flowing. So right now the switch is off. There is no current flowing. It's at 1. And when I flip it, and I'm struggling here to get the connectors, but when I flip it over, it should go to 0. Oh, I have to go all the way. Yep, 0. So that means the switch works. So after I cleaned it and greased it, I made sure the switch works. So it's now ready to be put in the lever on the bike. So here's how you would test it. When there is no connection, it's 1, and when there is a solid connection, the resistance, there is no resistance, so it's 0. So this is where the switch sits. It sits like this. The lever is upside down, and when you pull on the lever, it flips the switch on and off. I cleaned it up as much as I could in there, and greased it up. So I'm just gonna put it back together and see if it works. Before I tighten both, I'm just gonna put both in and then tighten one at a time. Okay, it doesn't have to be very tight, snug. Okay, feels good. Now let me remove my bridge that I put in here to test the switch, and I'm gonna plug it back in. Okay, and before I tighten the handle here, I'm gonna test it to see if it works or not. So turns out I put it the opposite, where when it's open, it's engaged. When it's not pressed, it's engaged, and when it's pressed, it's disengaging. So has to be the other way. So let's try this. And so now it should start right up. So if I don't press the lever, it doesn't work. If I press it, it's exactly what we want. It's a very simple fix. No need for a new switch, at least at this point. It looked in pretty good condition, other than it was full of gunk and couldn't make a good contact. So yeah, that's it. I hope that helps somebody else with the same motorcycle.